ahead of the Carlsbad 5000. Coming back from injury, it's the first race back.
Yep.
Can you tell me about the injury and how you feel you're doing right now?
Yeah, so the injury was tendinopathy of the proximal hamstring tendon, just right underneath my glutes. It kind of started in June last year, managed to control it, and then got through the Commonwealth Games and the Europeans okay, and then it kind of messed up again after that. I just did a bit too much on it, I think. And then I was struggling all the way till about January with it. Did a couple of races like really below par, and kind of got to the point where we had to call it a day and stop running. And then January started to build up again. It kind of got better, and so I've been building up since January, and I'm at the point now where it's actually pretty good. I'm going to race on it, so it's going to be good now. We'll just see how it handles this. I've got Stanford coming up in about four weeks time, and or 5 weeks, whenever it is. And so I can't do too much damage to it now. I've got to kind of keep the lid on a little bit and make sure that I'm still fit for Stanford, because that's the main focus.
You're in the 5 or the 10?
10 hopefully.
Are you back to sort of the mileage you would normally be at this time of year?
So the highest I've got to so far is 99. Normally the mileage I do would be about 105 to 110. So far my biggest week has been 99, so I'm pretty much there.
What are you having? Do you have a specific goal for Sunday's race?
To come out unscathed, to come out just feeling good and the injury not like kind of repeating on itself. That's the main aim. I haven't really set a target on position or time or anything like that. I mean, I'd like to. I don't really know what my fitness is at the moment. I've only been training properly for about 7 or 8 weeks. So if I get under 14 minutes, I'd be really happy with that, I think. So I have no idea. I've just got to make sure that I come out healthy still.
Well, cross country, I'm sure you know, is tonight. It's kicking off in about half an hour.
Yeah.
Is that something you would be doing if you had been healthy?
I was thinking about it. Yeah, I had 2 plans. One was to do the indoor season, in which I would have stayed in Europe. I'd have stayed in the UK and done the indoor season and try to get to the European Indoor Championships. The other one was I was going to go to Australia and train with my group and my coach in Australia, and then being on that side of the world, I was going to shoot up to China and do the World Cross, and then go across to come over here and go to my training base up in Mount Laguna, where I'm going after this anyway. So which one we'd have had it been fine, I don't know which one I would have gone with, but it'd have been one of those 2 plans. Yeah.
Well, cross recently, I guess it's sort of losing a bit of its appeal. Countries haven't really been sending full teams. I know Great Britain didn't send a full team.
Yeah.
Several other European nations didn't send teams either. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
So I think cross country in general. I think for me, the only race that's actually still holding some sort of prestige and still gets the turnout is probably the European Cross Country Championships. That's still quite an important race for Europeans, and I certainly still I would have still done that in December had I been fine, and I'll probably do it this year, providing everything goes well. But yeah, World Cross Country, it's just it's been on a downward kind of spiral for 3 or 4 years now. It's not quite the same as it was when I started doing it in 2004, and up until about 2010 it was still pretty good, and then it started they went biannually, and it kind of dropped off from there.
Would you like to see it get back to sort of its old glory?
I would do, yeah, because I once perceived it as the greatest race in the world, really, the greatest foot race in the world, pure running. You had everyone. You had the 10,000 metre runners, you had the 5,000 metre runners, you had the road runners, marathoners, you had 1,500 metre runners in there, steeplechasers. You had everyone coming together in one race. It was probably the hardest race to win, probably harder than those. Say in the Olympic Games, the medals are going across 4 or 5 races, whereas in this they were going across. There were only 3 people were getting the medals, so to actually medal in that race was really, really hard.
Why do you think it is that European Europeans still take Euro so seriously that I guess there's a 3-month break afterwards.
Yeah, I think it's one of the reasons why, talking personally, it kind of, you come off the track season and then if you don't focus on anything, there's nothing until like March. If you're going indoors or World Cross, you've got a long time to focus, so it gives you something that September, October, November and part of December, it gives you like a focus, or it gives me anyway when I do it, a focus to something to really keep the mind like going for something and keeping a goal in there. So it's good just to literally something to focus on and have a goal in mind and try and achieve that goal. So I think that's kind of common across a lot of other people as well. I think that's why that one's still strong. It's a good time of year. I've heard people talking about it might be changing and going in March and going every other year as well with the World Cross. So that, yeah, I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, because being in March, it would then, you can't do that and do the European, the indoor season as well. It kind of doesn't fit. So with this, you get to do the European Cross and then the indoor season if you want to. So it kind of, you've got 2 targets. Or if it's a World Cross year, you get to do the World Cross. But yeah, so I would like to see it change. I think it fits very well being in December. It's just before Christmas, and you get that out of the way, and then you can kind of relax a little bit before Christmas, and then go on again after that, and get another kind of good 3 or 4 month block before your next target.
Can you describe for me your relationship with Mo Farah?
My relationship with Mo Farah. Yeah, it's a bit rocky now. I genuinely thought it was alright, and like that kind of initial tweet I sent out was more aimed at the organisers, I suppose, than him himself, and he took it very personally, and then kind of twisted another story to get the negativity off him and put it back onto me. I actually spoke to him about 9 or 10 days ago. I saw him he was doing a run in Bushy Park, and I kind of stopped and spoke to him. He was a bit reluctant to speak to me at first, but I think we cleared the air a little bit, and I think that's good. I gave my side of the story, and kind of shook his hand and left it at that, really. So I hope we can kind of build a good relationship again, because it's not good to have animosity in the team and things like that. And I'd rather, if we're both going out to run in the World Championships this year on the same team, it'd be better to be kind of semi-friends, if anything. Yeah.
Sure. I think one of the things, most people who follow sport would admit that some of the fields that in the UK aren't the strongest. I'm wondering, where do you sort of lay blame on that? Do you think it's him, or do you think it's the organisers, and how do you fix that?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, partly, because I don't know entirely, but I think it's partly a little bit of both. I'm not sure. I mean, there has been times when there's been, say, at Crystal Palace a few years ago, there was a 5,000 metre Diamond League race, and then there was what seemed like an exhibition race. There was a 3K race with Mo, and there was a couple of Africans in there that were second rate, and he was always going to win the race. And kind of when there's a 5K Diamond League with like people like Bikini running, I was kind of thinking then, like, why isn't Mo racing these guys? Why is he having his own little race? And so it's like, I don't know whether that's his decision or whether that's the organisers, and there is this kind of like Mo Farah brand now, and he will only race when he's 100%, and he's almost guaranteed to win, or the races are a little bit kind of lacking the stronger competition, and yeah, whether that's just business or whether that's the way that they like to operate, I don't know. But I was kind of coming across as not just a athlete but a spectator as well. I mean, I do race in these races, but I love to watch them if I'm not racing, and like for myself, despite him running a world record or not, that was great, but he's only ever done that once. He's had plenty of races where he's just raced weaker fields and it's just been a bit boring really to watch. You know what's going to happen, and no matter how fast he can run on the last lap, it's still not a race. And yeah, I would rather just see good racing, really, and that's kind of where I was coming from.
All right, we'll appreciate the time. Best of luck on Sunday.
All right, thank you.